Hello, everyone. It's Mendhi Audlin back with our Spiritual 360, and we are continuing our 360-degree look at our lives, our spiritual lives, every part of our life, because it's all spiritual. And how do we take those parts that maybe we've forgotten that it's spiritual and tune it up a little bit? So this is our spring cleaning for the soul, and I'm really excited to get to bring two very special people to our program today. And I want to welcome you. So welcome to Luann and Sharon Saraga Walters. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Awesome to be here.
Yeah, it's great to see you. So Luann and Sharon are gratitude experts. How fun is that to know someone who's a gratitude expert?
I think everyone is a gratitude expert, yes.
Well, some of us, I think we all like being on the receiving end of it, but not all of us are really experts at being conscious generators of gratitude. And I think as we start looking at all these different things in our life, gratitude is one of those things that weaves into every single thing. So there's
Absolutely.
Not like one, we could talk about health, we could talk about fitness, we could talk about relationships, we could talk about romance, career, money. Gratitude ties into everything. So I know that, tell us a little bit about the gratitude program that you have, because that's what you do, is you help people find something to be grateful for in everything. How does that work?
Well, absolutely. And Mendhi, I love that you, from the spiritual 360, it's every aspect of your life, right? And gratitude is in every aspect of our lives. Or if we focus on that, if we make the intention for it, then a lot of amazing things can really happen in every area of our life. But I also like to call it the ultimate time machine, because it really is the past, present, and future problem solver. So we really kind of like to dig into that. And I'll tell you that the 28-day gratitude workout, which is a book, an online course, a study group, and the baby mainly of my wife, Sharon Saraga, came into being a couple of years ago. And I'll let her talk about that, but how she kind of started to formulate the idea of building a practice using gratitude in a very intentional way.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, Luann and I started doing gratitude every single morning. We would write 10 things we were grateful for. And that then turned into, we took a tour, gratitude tour across America.
That was fun.
We traveled over 5,000 miles, talking about gratitude, asking people what gratitude meant to them, what they were grateful for, with amazing, communication. Just, it was wonderful hearing people's answers, and that was really great. My background, I was a fitness trainer for many years, and I'm so
lucky. I have a personal fitness trainer and massage therapist for a wife.
Oh, sweet.
Big gratitude.
So I really wanted to combine the gratitude with my experience of being a fitness trainer and exercise. And that's how I came up with the gratitude workout. And I came up with 28 different exercises covering all different areas of life. And they're very simple, but very powerful as each person really delves into it. And it's a life changer.
And I want to add to this, when she's talking about the trip that we took a couple of years ago, and we called it Gratitude Across America, turned it into a little 40-minute documentary that's on our YouTube channel. When we stopped to talk to people, we had two main questions. What does gratitude mean to you? And what are you grateful for right now? Mm-hmm. And she noticed early on that when we would go up to complete strangers and ask them this, first in approaching a stranger, you get kind of that reserved, what are you doing? Are you going to sell me something, or what are you going to ask for? But as soon as we ask them that question, it's like talking about love. They really opened up. People became less defensive. They wanted to share. In several cases, complete strangers just cried because it touched something that really connected them. And it was the most immediate connection I've ever experienced with anybody. Wow. Just by having it. It was fantastic. Yeah.
It really was.
It's a universal language, isn't it? That's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when things are going well, it's easy to be grateful. When your wife does massage therapy, it's easy to be grateful. But what about those times? And I know, it is like a muscle. I love that you say it's a workout, because I think gratitude for some people, it really is. It's a muscle that has to get developed, and it has to get exercised and used ongoingly. So for those who maybe have not been using that muscle for a while, and maybe you're seeing it, and sometimes it's certain areas of life more than others, but for those things you're like, I am not seeing anything to be grateful for about this. Something tragic happens. How am I supposed to be grateful about this? Share a tip with us. What's something we can do for those areas where it's a little challenging to infuse those dark places with the light of gratitude?
Love that.
Do you think like the jar? Is that what comes
Yeah.
to mind?
Well, and I want to say as a preliminary to this, I think we all have that. That's part of being human. It's the reality of life is that sometimes you get blindsided by things that knock you off your feet. My mother had an outpatient procedure that was supposed to be an hour-and-a-half procedure. Unfortunately, it went tragically bad, and 5 weeks later, she was dead from this. Now, at the time, I remember saying to my best friend, I have the opportunity to see my mother every day in the hospital, to connect with her in a way that I had never connected before. And I think it was because of the ability to practice gratitude and try to find something that was significant to that really helped hugely in my healing. I miss my mother incredibly. Yeah. I mean, every day, and those waves of grief, it's not something that gratitude is a snap it and everything is fixed, but it helps you appreciate life and moments that you might otherwise miss. Yeah. So for me, that experience was to be able to, in this practice, and Sharon's going to talk about the gratitude jar, in this practice, you have the ability to connect at a much deeper level that is so rewarding. And I think it's natural. It's the most natural function of our heart, is to be able to go to that space. And that is where that healing comes from. So my blessing during that time with my mom was that it was my blessing to be able to be with her, to serve her in that capacity. She's gone now. But if I hadn't taken that intentional time to say, I have this time right now with my mom, and to be aware of it, I would have far fewer great memories of that time that I do, and I would have less of a connection. So I think that's where the gratitude practice comes in. Whatever is going on in your life, even during the good times, because during those good times, we tend to think that, oh, well, this is just hunky-dory, but then you forget about them. Yeah. So this is where the gratitude jar comes in, because if you can collect your gratitudes, whether it's bad or good going on in your life, and then step away, and maybe a few months later, you get to unveil, then you really have a huge 60,000 foot picture of your life and how amazing it is. So you want to show them your...
Yeah. So I made, actually I've made many gratitude jars, and that's one of the exercises in the book. And so this is I have a fancy dancy one that I really,
wow.
I got it all blinged up and everything.
You can see this gratitude jar all the way around. There we go.
Okay.
I love it.
So what I've done, it's amazing what a simple thing of creating your own gratitude jar. And what we say in the book is that you at least once during the day, that you write something you're grateful for. You put it on a piece of paper, you put it in the jar. And it's just amazing what this does for you. It reminds you, you write it down, and as it fills up, and if you're feeling really crappy, you go in the jar, you take as many as you need, until you regroup yourself. And then as it fills up as well, you read them all, and then you start all over again. And this has been so powerful. I'm amazed. I did a few of them for a dear family of mine, friends, and their daughter, 14 years old, she received one from me, and then she immediately turned around and made 2 gratitude jars for people who've been so helpful for her in her dancing career. She showed me these beautiful jars. It was amazing.
She had some serious skill.
Yeah, it really was. And one other story that just occurred to me 2 days ago, I gave a client a jar. I just was drawn to bring a gratitude jar over to her. I blinged it up, and she just started crying. She was so moved by this. It was exactly what she needed to really have in her life. So I just encourage, make a gratitude jar.
Make it, and it doesn't have to be this big, nor does it have to be this beautiful. So Mendhi, I want to show you mine.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
Here's the difference. She's the bling queen. She's very good at it. But this was just a little old plastic vase that I don't know where my mom got it, but we found it in her home after she passed. And I like it because it was just a little vase that probably came with something that she bought at a home goods store or something, who knows. But so I took it and I colored in some of the little flowers. And so this is my little, and I use mine as kind of a combo prosperity / gratitude. So if I find a coin on the street, that gets put in here as well.
Oh, nice.
But this is fun, and it doesn't have to be huge, but it's just such a fun practice. Now, like we're talking about, like you mentioned, about the tough times that can happen. What's also significant is when you do reach in here and you pull something out that is a positive aspect of that bad, and maybe you were in, like Sharon said, already a crappy mood and you get it. The reality is it's reminding you of probably a worse time where you found something good too. So it is that must, it like Sharon talks about with the comparison to the fitness exercises. When you know that you've already done something before and you've succeeded in it and that it has had a positive effect on you, you tend to go back to it quicker and more, I don't know if adaptably is a word, but you respond to that faster. Yeah. So it's self-teaching. It's that reminding, that repetitive nature of how do we get to this position? And this is just one exercise, but if there's just one exercise to do the gratitude jar. Yeah. Journals are great. They're fabulous. And that's a different exercise. But what's fun about the jar is being able to, pick it up and then reach out and look at this and go, oh my gosh, I forgot about this person. Yes, I am grateful that Carrie Hansen was so interested in the 28-day gratitude workout. This is a woman that we'd met, and I'm like, I forgot about that. That's cool. That was a neat little treasure. So it's a fun practice, but it's even more than fun. It's a meaningful practice, and it's really developing that heart muscle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I love how you say gratitude. It is the ultimate healing exercise, to be able to find that place of gratitude.
The ultimate time machine. See, that's why I think of, if you think of something that happened in the past and you're still kind of, oh, that guy was just such a and then you think, okay, so let me look at that from a gratitude standpoint. Mm-hmm. What did I learn about myself and about developing my character? How could I be more compassionate to people who might be in my position now when I was in that position before? There's a lot of things that you can look at, and even doing that heals the past. There's something about it that helps lead you to forgiveness. I don't know what the formula is, but it works.
Yeah.
So, one thing that also with the gratitude jar, I've told people is that working on relationships, if you have something that's going on with the person in your life, at that point, or whenever you can, on a piece of paper, write one thing you're grateful about that person, put in the jar. And you'll be amazed at how it can shift really quickly.
I love it.
It's a great thing for spouses, friends, bosses, everybody. Yeah,
I think that would kind of think of a romance, to be able to identify all the things that we're grateful for about our partners.
It's a love machine. It's better than Viagra.
It's the ultimate love machine. The ultimate time machine, the ultimate love machine. It says is the ultimate healing machine, and that's where we're focusing today on our spiritual 360. And so I think we'll just kind of open it up today. So the first invitation is to create your gratitude jar and bling it up if you want to, but otherwise, I could just get a beer mug and say, okay, this is it today.
There you go.
Whatever works.
There we go. Whatever works. It's just something. And I love how it brings us more conscious to the things that we're grateful for. So that's the challenge today, is to get that gratitude jar and make it a part of your spiritual practice. And maybe look at the past. Is there any area where some gratitude might bring you some healing? And look at, as we're doing this 360, are there any areas where some gratitude could bring some healing? And that's what we'll focus on today, a gratitude day. It's got to be a good day. It's a gratitude day. So, thank you so much for being here. I know you're going to be on the Spirit at Sea cruise, so people can get more ideas, more tips. I'm excited to see you there. We're going to have a good time together.
And it'll be fun.
It'll be fun. If you'd like to join us on the cruise, at spiritAtSeaTravel.com, and we're going to be on the Caribbean cruise. So you can learn more from Luann and Sharon about how to bring gratitude into every area of your life. So thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you, Mendhi. Thanks for doing the Spiritual 360. What a great practice.
Yeah. Well, it's been a lot of fun, and we'll have more tomorrow. But for today, all about gratitude right here. So thank you.
Grateful for you, Mendhi. Thank you.
Thank you. Grateful for you. We'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.